steps. First step is scorecard. That's where you identify the outcomes you expect someone to produce. The second step is source, which means it answers the question, how do you find great candidates? In fact, that's the most common question I get by entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial managers is, okay, so I get the importance, but how do I actually generate a good flow of candidates? Third is the select step. I think this is the hardest step, frankly, which is how do you pick the right candidate when you have, a number of good finalists in the wings, whether it's for a senior position or even a shop floor manager or a production worker position. Fourth and finally is an often forgotten step in hiring called sell. And sell is it's a collection of advice around how to actually get the candidate you want to hire, how to get them to say yes. So those are the 4 steps: scorecard, source, select, and sell. Let's jump into the first one. And I'll tell you almost like if I were describing to a neighbor or a friend, just in really plain terms, how to use it and what's important or what's hard about it. In the scorecard step, here's what you do. Whether it's for your existing employees or for a potential role you're hiring for, the purpose of the scorecard is to articulate the outcomes you really want someone to achieve. So technically, there are 3 parts to the scorecard. The first is you write down the mission. And the mission is for the role. In plain English, what do you need the person to achieve? It's not a job description where you say here's some duties and we're looking for someone with a certain number of years of experience. That's the wrong approach to write a scorecard. A scorecard should really be more future-oriented, like here's the mission for the role. The second step is here are the outcomes that we expect a person to achieve. And outcomes have to be numerical. When we're giving workshops and we're doing speeches and we have folks working on their scorecards and practicing, the common mistake I see is people don't put a number on their outcomes. Like, how many widgets do you expect the person to sell per month? How many sales calls do you expect them to go on? What is the appropriate level of accounts receivable in the finance department? How many produced widgets per day? What sort of quality, productivity rates? Numbers are good. Numbers are required for a good scorecard. Without putting numbers in them, it's very, very, very difficult, I think, to hire appropriately, hire the right person. The third and final part of the scorecard that's helpful is it's more culture-oriented. In your business, what are the competencies or more like the behavioral attributes that you really want people to show in order to fit in and perform well there? So you'll have the 1-pager download. And Vern, do we have the 12 or 13-page PowerPoint also for them?
Yes, it'll be made available as well.
Awesome. So
I don't see it advancing though on my screen.
All right. Well, and this is really the purpose of the webcast is to give you that kind of informal briefing on all these tactics. And the handout has in it an exercise you can do where you write your own scorecard, either for your role or for a role that you're hiring for. And the flavor of it is really defining what A performance means. And entrepreneurs who are good at articulating what they expect the person to achieve do a lot better in hiring than folks who just basically say, hey, we're looking for someone with a marketing background in the industrial pump industry with 10 years of experience. Like sort of, get out of that habit and get into the habit of saying the mission of I'm just making this up now, Eastern Regional Sales VP is to grow the region from 2 million in revenue to call it 5 million in revenue over the next 3 years. And that's it. And then the outcomes would be things like, specific sales numbers, maybe some profitability numbers. There might be some outcomes around, put a sales plan together and submit it by December 31 of every year. There might be some goals or objectives around hiring a team, hire 15% more sales reps in the region with achieving a 90% or better hiring success rate. You see, each one of these outcomes has a number in it, and it's a measurable activity to do something by a certain time. And that's huge. We get more compliments from managers on just simply creating a scorecard than nearly any other part of this hiring process. So it's not that hard. It takes, 10 to 20 minutes to write a scorecard, but it'll save you so much time because it'll allow you to be much more precise in either evaluating current people in your team or evaluating candidates for key roles.